Oh, come on. Hey, welcome to the BOP, the BLERD official podcast. We are
Yeah.
so excited. Yeah, we are so excited you are here. There's been so much going on in the entertainment world, in the BLERD circles.
Yep.
How are you guys doing? Hilton George, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm the only person that didn't get any of that lovely snow that the New York people got. I got some dreary rain that made me taking my trash to the curb. A real miserable experience last night.
Dang it.
Yeah, I know,
How
right?
dare
This
you,
is I got
God?
gypped.
How dare you, God,
I
make a
was
miserable
God.
experience?
I know, right? And it's always the same. Weatherman shows the forecast and the models of the Doppler radar, and you get all that white snow and all that stuff over DC, and then we get rain.
Right.
Yeah.
Just skip me. Just skip me.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
Other than
Don't
that, I'm
worry.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
coming.
Speaking of snow, you got all the snow. Christi Renee, how you doing, Queen?
Girl, if here, y'all know, just trying to stay warm, stay out the way. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we went to bed to rain and woke up with snow. So and then the sun came out gloriously and probably melted half of it. But they even closed schools down. I'm so shocked.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I thought this would be a place where it's not like living in Texas, where it's like a panic. Everybody goes into a panic,
Right.
and you have to shut the world down. But
Yeah.
no, they actually did. I think because they were only anticipating rain, and the temperatures dropped. And
Oh
anyway,
man.
I am here. I'm happy, healthy, and feeling lovely, and ready to get into all
Yeah.
the good goods.
Looking beautiful, looking
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Oh my God, Hilton, you look beautiful also. So don't get
Okay, yeah,
jelly.
I did my
Don't,
edges.
And you know
you
you cute.
know, don't
You
be
know you
getting
cute.
jelly. No, it's been such a fun weekend and such a fun week, and I'm so excited. I mean, we got the Super Bowl. I don't know who you guys were
Oh,
going for. I had no skin in the game. You guys know
the
I'm from Dallas,
concert.
Texas. Yeah, I'm
We
from
was just there for the
Dallas, and
concert.
so you have to, if you're a Texan, you cheer for Texas teams, and
No, you don't.
obviously they weren't there. I do. I'm all Cowboys all day, every day. Oh my
Mm-mm.
gosh, my
Not
my
me.
family would disown me. We were born and
Not.
raised like boys. But anyway,
Mm-mm.
we got an amazing concert. We got Usher, and I was loving it because it's like now,
Usher,
guys, you notice
Usher.
we're old enough to where we are the official
What's
demographic
this?
for, yeah. He should have done that and he didn't do it. That's like a signature move now.
Usher.
But we are the official demographic for the Super Bowl concert, and we got Usher, we got Luda, we got Alicia Keys, we got Jermaine
Lil
Dupri socks,
John.
Little
Oh,
John.
the roller skates. I mean, it was so much. He
Well,
did in 13 minutes. What he did was just
yeah,
unbelievable.
I was
He did.
proud of.
Yeah, he brought the culture for sure. He brought the culture for sure. It
Yeah,
was great. The Kappas, he had two Kappas out there with him, step doing the thing the shimmy. Lord,
yeah,
the shimmy. It was
yeah.
great. It
I
was
know.
great.
The roller skating was what got me when that one dude rolled in and like was like almost like in a
Yes.
headstand, like on some skates, and then they started hitting choreography. I'm like, okay, I loved it. I loved it. It was definitely for the culture. And like roller
Yeah.
skating is a big thing in our culture. Like we don't just skate. We
Hmm.
go
Yes.
we go dance
It's
skate. And he like showed the world how we do it.
I'm
yes.
wondering if this was part of it because remember he had a residency in Vegas
It
that
was.
just
Mm-hmm.
ended, and his tour is
Mm-hmm.
kicking off in a few months.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how much of that show people were getting at the Vegas show
All
that
of
he
it.
was doing,
All of
or is
it.
this something new? Because
Yes,
I was
you
like,
went.
okay, so he
Yeah.
putting, I feel like he'd done these moves before. I think he's like, I'm gonna bring my Vegas
Yeah.
stage show out there onto the main drag and show him what I got, and then I'm gonna take it on
Yeah.
tour. Because you know what happened. You know
Hmm.
what happened. You don't get paid to do the halftime show,
No.
right?
No.
But his tickets for his show were
Hmm.
at a certain level, $200, $300 a
Yeah.
ticket in the good sections.
Yeah.
And then after the Super Bowl went up
$1,000.
to six
Yep.
hundred, eight hundred
That's the
dollars
sound of the
Yeah.
price going up. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what you did there. It's like, okay, how many
Hmm.
dates is he doing? How many arenas is he doing on multiple
I
dates?
know.
And then he's like, you know what? I was just at the Super Bowl. Keep the party going.
Yeah. Well, it
So
was. It was a condensed version of, or a snapshot of the Vegas residency. Like they had all the
Mm-mm.
dancers and the stripper poles it
I
was like
love it.
circus. Like it was like a Vegas circus. And then they had
it
the
was like Cirque
skating.
du Soleil.
Yeah.
You will not be fucking with that. No, sir.
It
I'm like,
really was.
yeah, how
Yeah.
many
It was,
Super Bowls we got up
it
Absolutely
there?
was,
not.
Yeah.
Six
But
of
what
them, Usher. Six. Come on now.
with all that he did for the culture and all that he did, people were outraged by him hugging Alicia Keys from behind.
And it was ridiculous.
Wasn't nobody outraged but Swizz Beatz.
Right.
He
I was
wasn't
fine with it.
even
I ain't got nothing on.
outraged.
Look,
And he
Alicia
wasn't.
Keys ain't
He
got my number.
wasn't.
He
Like, to
wasn't.
me,
Nobody. It was
yeah.
stupid people. It was just
Yeah.
stupid people. They
Yeah.
don't have nothing
I
else
think
to
it's
do.
just
I
that male
understand.
male energy started rearing its ugly head and was like,
Yeah.
oh, you ain't gonna grab on my woman like that. And I was like, come on,
That's right.
guys. If it
That's-
would
and
have
they're
been the other way
entertainers.
around,
Don't
like
leave
how
your
many
girl
women
around
have
me.
Usher
Keep
hugged
it
on?
real. That's
How
me.
many
Nobody
women
would say
have
the
grabbed
word.
Usher? And nobody, yeah, right.
Said a word.
Everybody's like, he's a menace to society. He's a
He's a
terrorist.
menace.
He's taking all the women. I loved it though.
Crazy.
I think
loved
that's
it.
what my boo would have been. If you my boo, I'm gonna hug you like
That's
you
how
my
we.
boo.
I don't
That's how we
have a
perform it.
problem. I don't have a problem with Usher's brand being Mr. Steal Your Girl. You
Yes.
just don't have your when he call a woman up on stage like all these R&B artists do, you don't
Mhm.
let your woman be the one to go up there.
Right.
That's just it. You just know.
Well,
You
when
just know.
If you
Beyonce brought,
can't handle it.
when Destiny's Child brought some guys on there, they grinded them down to the
Yes,
ground.
but
back
you
in
know
the
what
day.
they do? The women got it different. They strap the brothers down. So the brothers are now
Can't touch.
blameless for whatever goes on. They can go home and be like, I was tied up, baby.
Yeah.
These women that go up with Usher and Trey Songz and all them, they be all like, participating. And then they got to get
Right.
in the Tercel with their
Right.
boyfriend
Not the
drive-
Tercel.
Not the
and then
Tercel.
drive home.
Why the
looking
boyfriend got
sad.
the Tercel? I'm mad at that.
You got Usher sweat all in your shirt, and you
I'm
in the
mad at the
Tercel.
Tercel. Like,
Switching
why the
up
brothers got to
switching up the mixtapes.
Come on, give
I
him a Mercedes, give him a Benz or
Mm-mm.
something. Come
I
on,
think
now.
no, because it's only the brothers that ain't got nothing that's mad.
Right,
So
right.
that's the thing. And Swizz was not upset at all.
Not
In
mad at
fact,
all.
he checked it. He was like, "This is entertainment. This is they are
Mhm.
performing, and they did that song together.
Legends.
So we could go back and look at the video. We can, you have reference points. There was nothing inappropriate about it. Like it's a
Yeah.
performance.
Inappropriate.
Those are entertainers, and they entertained us. They performed
Yeah.
that song, and it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I didn't think it was distasteful.
This
at
is
all.
the
All I'm
thing.
saying,
Go ahead. What are you
all I'm
saying?
saying is Alicia Keys, she married the right person.
Yes.
Had it been me, I'd have been like, you stay your ass behind that piano. If your hands leave you Alicia Keys, your hands got to stay on them keys.
She
You
had to
come
get
from behind that piano.
He had to get all them legs and
you'd
all
be in
that butt
trouble.
from around. She
Yeah,
need to show that
exactly.
outfit off,
She had to
honey.
get that.
They had a
body
talk.
yaddy
Swizz Beatz PR people got a hold of him before he started tweeting. It's like, Swizz, don't do it.
You know what? Listen, we do not support
Y'all cuss
the
behind bar. Y'all
opinions
cuss
of Hilton George
behind the
at
scenes.
all.
Okay, but you know what?
better-
Remember when we got that album from Usher when he was all in love and it was the most boring album ever? So we need the Usher who's going to be the pimp, the player, the Mr. Steal Your Girl. Like we need that
All
guy
that.
because that
Yeah.
guy's
He
the
got
one
some
that we
bangers.
like. Yeah. And he
Yeah,
really
he
got
mission
married.
accomplished it.
Like Usher got married.
No.
He didn't get married?
No, he
Is a
was
partner.
issued a marriage certificate. He
Oh.
turned it in. He received the take home test. He didn't fill it out and turned it in yet.
They got 2 kids and they've been together like 5,
They got
7
family.
years.
He got
We'll
whole
see what
family.
happened when
They
when
was
it get
just-
turned in. We'll get the notification.
I
We know
want to
that they
make
issued
sure.
one.
I want to make sure we
wrong.
take a moment to
Yes.
acknowledge the historical Jackson State University Sonic Boom band that performed
Yes.
with him. Oh my God, I have been following them for years. I remember taking my kids. We were coming back from New Orleans when they were much younger, and we went to Jackson State University, and they gave us a tour. We actually got to go down into a basement where they had just gotten. They had a small museum there, so they had African sculpture, all kinds of stuff that they had just gotten in from a big shipment overseas. Phenomenal place. Shout out to Jackson State University Sonic Boom. I
Yes.
thought they were. That's such a
Amazing.
huge platform for them to be on, and I just love. Again, he brought the culture. It is Black History
Yeah.
Month. All these things happen in Black History. We got
Exactly.
Super Bowl, NBA, All Star. Like,
Yeah.
it's black.
Yeah.
Whether the NFL is black or not, they not.
Yeah.
But
we still mad at them. You saw
somebody
that
showing up
that Kaepernick curse was right on them 49ers.
You do right by me.
on him.
anything you even think about
See,
Gonna fail.
and I knew, I was like, yeah, they ain't gonna win this. Like, especially
Yeah.
at the very end when KC started getting some momentum. I was like, oh, they about to lose this for Kaepernick.
It
Because
was a game. It was a game. It was a game to watch.
It was, and I actually watched.
Women of
which is
America,
weird.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was a football game being played on either side of the Usher
First of
concert.
all,
Oh, I watched everything from
some
start
people
to
was
finish.
like, why is all these football? They gonna break into football when Usher?
Yeah, they were like, why are these guys playing at the Usher concert? And
they all up on his
in the
stage
way.
and stuff.
Yeah,
In the
like,
way,
off his
messing
field.
up
Get off
the
his
floor.
field. Messing up his grass.
But it's also about the commercials. I show up for the commercials because
Yes.
Super Bowl commercials, you know, that is like a coveted, honored tradition.
Yes.
And we get to see all these cool things. I love seeing how they'll bring people together. I don't like all of them because I think some of them are like, really, you got a lot of nerve. However, we saw something that was incredible. First of all, let's just can we please just talk about Beyonce? Can we please?
That was what that was next on my list.
I thought you was talking about the Temu commercials. I thought you was hyped about that.
No, that was announcing the album, and all us Texas girls started two-stepping. Like, we was like, "What's up?" And everybody's like, "Country." We like, "What? Y'all don't like?" We about to rip up the line dance.
And she at the game like. She is minding her business.
Yeah, with her like the hair and like, I was like, why is she so like she was like Dolly Parton or something.
You gonna switch your whole carrier so you can hear this. Yeah. You ain't on Verizon. Oops. Like,
listen, I thought that was brilliance in marketing.
Sure.
She does it. She knows how to do a drop. I mean, her commercial was hysterical.
There were some people. Yeah, there were some people who were like, "Is Beyonce like the person who gets engaged at a wedding? Like, where you steal the thunder from Usher? You stole the thunder from KC winning."
Yep.
Like, all of a sudden, like, she put that out second half, and we were like, all it was Beyonce. But I will say, I am so excited. I don't even listen to country music. I like the song though, the Texas Hold'em one. That's a banger. But I'm not a country music fan. But if there's anyone who can do it, can come through and get rid of all the discrimination, but like actually be like allowed in. Like, you got to think about country music has been like no black people. No Latino, no color.
Country music is black music.
Yes, it
originated.
It. Yes, it was originated in the South. But the reality is that history is never told. Mm-hmm. So if there's anyone who could get in and actually, she was number one on the chart. She was number one on Apple Music the next day. Like, if anyone who can break those barriers, she
had spots 1 and 2 with both the two songs, 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em. It's like,
she about to bring MAGA into the Bayhive. It's about to be crazy out here. They gonna be out here. They gonna be MAGA hats at the tour. We're gonna be trying to figure out what to do. Hey, look, this might be the first time in history where white people are showing black people how to line dance.
Right, we're gonna be like,
we're gonna be out here like, oh wait, is this the achy breaky or the hokey pokey? I don't know.
You know what? Hold up, but we about to take the line dance back, because we had that too. We've been line dancing, and they just took that away and just claimed it as their own. But that's okay, because we about to come in and we about to revolutionize the line dance. I gotta go get me a hat.
They gonna look. The MAGA people gonna march. They gonna march on ASCAP. They
bedazzle all my clothes.
Y'all done gone too far.
Wait, but what was hilarious was Joe Biden the next day was trolling MAGA and was like saying that, how they always have that like where his eyes are lit up or whatever, and he goes, "It's just like we planned it. Congratulations, KC." Because it was this whole like conspiracy theory that Joe Biden and Taylor Swift were infiltrating the NFL and boot boot boot, and of course it was the highest rated show. Everybody loved seeing her. Like, she pissed off every like dude that's walking around with like some like a dumb guy, and Joe Biden put the icing on the cake and trolled them.
Oh, word. They need to make up their mind. He's either a feckless elderly person with dementia, or he's an Illuminati mastermind. Who's taking you can't be both.
Yeah, you can't be both.
Because I'm thinking like this:
Mixed
if it were
messaging.
me, I would troll them by claiming the Illuminati. Like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
All
Well,
this is according to my evil
yeah,
plan.
exactly. Like, I
Stay
know
home,
it's
maggots.
so
Already been decided.
Not maggots.
maggots.
Basically.
Guys, I know. Yeah, there it's way too racist over there, so we make fun of it. I'm sorry. If some of our listeners or watchers I'm sorry, guys. We're very liberal over here.
Karen,
Not
tell
sorry.
them, listen, I'm telling
sorry,
you.
not sorry.
I actually have less doubts about Joe Biden's chances of winning before they pissed off Taylor Swift. Like you can't mess with Taylor Swift. The Swifties actually are tougher than the Bayhive. The Bayhive will fight for the Bay.
Yeah,
but
the
they might
Swifties
not
are going to
vote
go
if
register.
she tell them to vote. The Swifties be voting with their money.
They do.
They not downloading no bootleg copies. They showing up. They singing every song, and don't forget,
buy all the merch.
Taylor Swift started as a country singer.
Yeah.
So her foundation is white America, and y'all trying to pick a fight with her millions and millions and millions and millions of followers who are just turning into voting age. She gonna mess around and vote. A ham sandwich gonna be president because Taylor Swift told everybody write in ham sandwich, and then President ham sandwich.
It's so dumb. Like this girl is like she's like minding her business, dating a guy, and it's like I don't understand what the problem is. Like they literally broke it down, and I get it. Like there's a lot of attention put on her, and it's just frivolous. But it's like I love a woman who upsets a whole like group of racist
regime.
People. You know what I'm saying? Like just by showing up, like it's like, yeah, girl. Like all of a sudden, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I'm a Swiftie, and I ain't never been a Swiftie, but I appreciate. I know. Well, Shake It Off. I can't.
I do know one song.
Shake It Off. You know that one.
That's it. That's the
listen, Christi. Here's the thing about Taylor Swift. I guarantee you know more songs by Taylor Swift than you think you do. If you played her like right, exactly. It's just in your brain. You didn't buy the song. You didn't play the song.
You've heard it in the grocery store. It's
in your mental DNA. When you hear it, be like, oh, I didn't know that was her.
Right.
Or, you know,
you've heard it. We've heard it like in the grocery store. We're walking around and you like, okay.
I love that song. I just never knew the name or who sang it. Yeah, that's the kind of star she is. And I really respect how she handled everything because you know what she could have done that she didn't do. She could have got up on that stage with her boyfriend when he was getting that trophy, and she sat her butt down in the stands with everybody else and cheered him from a distance. And I was like, you know what? I was like, there you go. She's level headed.
She respected the fact that like that was his moment. Like you know what I'm saying?
There
like,
were other partners up there.
Yeah, there were. There were.
So
yeah,
it would have been in for her to do it if she wanted. But I'm with you. She was like, no, that's my man. Let him have his moment. And boom, he won.
And boom, pissed off America, and when he won, it was great. But the other thing that happened while we were watching the Super Bowl was the Deadpool and Wolverine official trailer dropped. And guys, we gotta review it. I lost it. You lost it. It was everything. Like I'm counting down the seconds to this movie. Yes. I know. Like this is one of the ones. Like this is like I'm not like how I was with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Like I want to see this one that bad. So we're gonna watch the trailer now. See what you guys think. I'm super excited. Oh my god.
Birthday to you. All right. Okay. It's been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
Make a wish, buddy.
Wade Wilson? Who's asking? Whoa. Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Not the wig.
Oh my
God.
God.
The televangelist wig.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me. Wade, you are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
Oh God. Yes!
That move.
Yes.
God, please! Oh my God! God, I love this part. Wait!
Oh,
Oh my God.
You don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
my
I
God.
cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Crazy.
Ryan
Crazy.
Reynolds can do no wrong. I don't care what anybody says. He is so good. I watch those movies over and over again. Just anything he does, because he just is so crazy funny and so good. The writing, the timing, he's perfection. It's perfection.
Yeah.
I love that they're going to tie in. This is the movie that's going to tie in the external part, that Sony Fox part of the Marvel universe and unify the MCU, bringing in all of the mutants and everything like that. And there's speculation on what the storyline is going to be. But there is a comic book series called Deadpool Kills the MCU. And he basically kills everybody in the Marvel universe. It's kind of like a one-off, but it is one of those reality ending, things where he's tied in with the TVA, and he actually has the power to understand that he is in a comic book or he's in a movie or there is an audience, and that's his special power that the TVA seems to recognize. How far they'll go with it, I don't know. But they're really, really going to play this out, and I think this is going to be the thing that I think ties up all the loose ends and all the things in the last 3 years that people have been like, since Endgame, they feel like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has kind of spun out and it hasn't really had a cohesive track to Phase 5. And he's going to be the one to just be like, okay, we're gonna iron this thing out and make it run. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And like you said, they need to just chill out. Like the reality is that we saw how they made 15 years of our life all come together, and like it all made sense. Stuff that happened in this movie and stuff that happened in that movie, and now it all came down to that final Endgame, Infinity War Endgame kind of series, or those two movies. And like it's like the fans get so like upset just because they're like, we don't understand. Well, this don't make no sense. And I'm so glad. Like this just seems so freaking cool. The action is cool. The humor, I'm cracking up just watching the trailer, and it's gonna be great. And I mean, Hugh Jackman. I mean, come on. And like,
even though we didn't see him, we know he's there.
We know he's there.
He's there.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited to see what they do with him. He's playing a character that he used to play when he would go to Genosha called Patch, and he would wear one eye patch, and he would go and he would gamble and just do all kind of nefarious things, because in Genosha there's no law. And that was kind of where he would go to do these little secret missions and stuff. So that's where Deadpool apparently finds him, because he's wearing the suit, the white suit, and this whole comic covers of him with it. And so we're going to get to see him in that role. And I just wonder who this guy is going to be, because we saw what happened to Logan. This is part of that continuum. We know how he supposedly dies. Is this going to be like a weaving away from that story, or again, they're gonna refine the MCU, simplify it hopefully, and also make it bigger and more diverse.
Wow, I know.
What's cool is Hugh Jackman has been the continuity of this character, and the one actor. I saw somebody post like a meme or something and showed the variations of other characters, iconic characters in MCU, and it's been him for 20 plus years.
Wolverine is him. They've switched out
Wolverine
people
for sure. And he's been, and again, I think that of course, I always go back to the first Deadpool when Ryan he ends the movie with like shooting the old, I mean, he's insane,
He's
honestly.
inappropriate on the
But
best, all
he
the levels, on the best
in the
levels.
best way. Yes, in the best way. But the way he, revisits the whole Wolverine character, and then he shoots the Green Lantern like in the head, and whoever wrote that, he shoots himself in the head. Like it's just crazy. But it's interesting. They have such a unique chemistry, the two. And it's gonna be kind of watching Ryan Reynolds with in Deadpool 2, how he was with Cable. I still want to call him Thanos. And the fact that damn Ryan Reynolds called him Thanos in the freaking movie, in Deadpool, and he's playing, I'm like, oh my God, he is insane. But listen, that's why I keep coming back. I'm gonna always come back. Deadpool is one of my absolute favorite characters in
Well,
the
this
whole.
could be.
It's so gritty too. It's crazy.
It's the first rated R movie that they had not the MCU, but Marvel movie that was rated R was Deadpool. And he insisted on it being R because he wanted to be able to tell that kind of a story, because that's who Deadpool is. But the most important thing is that now you're going to have Deadpool in the MCU, and he's going to apparently be in the MCU after this movie. So what role is he going to be playing? Right. What are they going to do with him once he's done with this movie? Right. Is he going to be like this gadfly just pops in on everybody's properties or stuff?
Yeah.
But the fact that they're doing it, I think, speaks to two things. One, I think that they recognize that a lot has happened since Endgame, and that they cannot go about telling the same type of an arc of a story that they did with, the Endgame Infinity Wars.
Right.
And they tried, and there was a lot of things that went wrong, Jonathan Majors, and then just the plots kind of spinning out of control. Yeah. But now that they've got these other properties, they've got the X-Men, they've got Spider-Man, they've got Deadpool, they can bring all that together. I mean, I think we could have a long franchise relationship with this charter, that can just keep going and going and going. As long as Ryan Reynolds is in fit enough shape
to do it, right?
Play it, right? Because he's, there's such a physical demands on this character that there's only so much long anyone could do it. But Hugh Jackman has done it, just like you said, for 20 years.
Yeah.
Playing Wolverine, and as long as they got trainers and steroids and protein powder.
He really seems to love it though. Doesn't he seem to love being Deadpool? Like he cracks jokes about it, and even before we knew they were working on a new movie, and even when they were pumping up that Hugh Jackman was going to be there. It was just so many funny trailers and jokes, and so I really hope you're right. I really hope that he's down to do it for at least 10 years. Give it to us, Ryan. We want you. We want it. Yes. We want you. And I think he would be such a good, it's almost we had all the perfect heroes, and, the first, with Endgame and Infinity, we had all these perfect heroes. We had Chadwick, we had, Chris Hemsworth, we had Chris, all of them. They were even, Robert Downey Jr., even though he would buck the system, he was still a perfect hero. They were just really great. It would be kind of cool to have more of an anti-hero, but that is still but
he's a hero. He is still very much,
and we know all these new younger Avengers are coming, and it would be hilarious if he was the one in charge of them.
Oh my God. And he's rolling around in Professor X's, wheelchair or something. That's hysterical.
Hilarious.
Hey, Ryan, call us. Let's write it.
Yes, we got ideas. You want to
July 26th.
We can workshop
That's
some
a
things.
long way off.
Let's
I feel
workshop.
There's probably going to be a bunch of other trailers coming out as they continue filming. What we saw was the half. They shot half the movie, but then the writer's strike kicked in, and the SAG-AFTRA strike kicked in, and so they had to stop production. So they were able to cobble this together off of the footage that they had, and expertly so. So they got a whole other half of the movie that they're probably shooting as we speak, that they're going to come back in and play and piece back together. So what we get by July 26th is going to be amazing, because it's a unique thing to not have a movie 6 months out that's already in the can. Some of these movies, they're done shooting 8 months before they actually hit the screen. This one, they're still shooting right now. And that means that we actually don't know what we're going to get. And I'm fine with that.
I like that. I'm so excited. And shout out to Ryan Reynolds' wig. I mean, come on.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the wig. Yeah, they needed to snatch that off immediately.
Did anybody else notice my guy from Succession playing the TVA agent?
Yes. The
don't know the name,
I love
but
him. I love him.
I love that they are showing apparently the depth of the TVA, because apparently it's
Yeah.
a super vast bureaucracy. So the fact that they're not having Owen Wilson sitting across from them says, you know, hey, we're going to tell a
Yeah.
story about all these other millions and millions of people and thousands of other offices and stuff. So we're
Right.
going to probably get an even more in-depth view of the TVA than we got from Loki. And if we're going to be in the TVA, we're probably going to see Loki at some point. Like, who knows who's going to show up? Because what
Yeah.
that world is that he was fighting in is like the land at the end of time. Sort of like the place where you go when you get
You get pruned.
Pruned, yes.
Yeah,
It's
pruned.
like that, but it's at the end of time where everything is. And
Mm.
where he was thrown back as a giant 20th century fox, like from the opening scene, like it's crashed and it's in the earth. So he's in there basically destroying timelines and getting rid of all kind of extra people. So we don't know who's going to survive the purge. But believe me, folks, this is the purge for the MCU. Hold on to your favorite characters, because they might not be here past July 27th.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Don't
That's a
even
lot.
do that to
They
me.
got
Oh my gosh.
They got my pressure up, child.
You know, got
Hey,
my
look,
pearls,
you might
my
get a new
pearls is
T'Challa out
clutched.
of this.
Ooh, you're right.
They can do a whole lot. There's a whole lot to happen.
I want the young the young teenage T'Challa, the little boy. I want baby T'Challa to have grown up, and you know. But I'm so excited. I know, right? I'm so excited. Another thing that has really been hitting, like, I mean, people are going crazy online, and this movie came out a little while ago. But we decided we wanted to cover Assembled, because you guys know we love Assembled, and there's, you know, we're gonna cover this movie as well, was the Marvels. It's like crazy because people have been hating it. People have been loving it. People have just been fighting on the internet, like whether or not they like it, love it, whatever. And guys, I am first to admit, you guys know when, the first Captain Marvel came out, I was not a fan. I was like, and then I watched it again and I was like, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought, blah, blah, blah. But the Marvels, that's blah, blah, blah.
Like that.
But no, I was. Remember, we were like, we had a whole thing and you guys were like, are you kidding me? Like, you were like, y'all were mad at me. And like, I was like, but I have to be the first to admit, Carol Danvers has redeemed herself in the Marvels. I'm actually a fan. I love this movie because of the different actresses that they put with her. It just like the first movie I didn't like because she was so serious and she was so like, I don't know, it was just something that I couldn't relate to her because she was just so straight-laced and kind of, and you explained it to me. I mean, that was the Kree and that's how they act and they're, But in this movie, like, she became a part of the team. Like, she was teaching, Kamala. She was working with Monica. And, like, you saw that she loved, she lost, she, like, grew as a person, as a superhero. Like, she wasn't, she could just fight everybody. Nobody could beat her. Like, she had weakness and strength, And I actually love this movie. I don't understand why people don't like it. Like,
I loved it.
you can pick it apart 80 different ways, but we could pick apart Thor. Like, Thor didn't catch the heat like this one did. Thor, Love and Thunder did not catch the heat that this movie. Yeah, I know. We know what the reason is.
Yeah, everybody.
Go ahead, Hilton. You broke it down. You broke it down on social media. Hilton was like serving people in a nice way. Like, they were like coming up with
I always serve with a smile. I always serve with a smile. No reason to be rude when you right. You gotta be rude when you right.
Serving. He was like,
you ain't gotta be rude when you right.
He was like, how may I help you? I like it. Tell them why they don't like this movie. Let's get all the way real.
So for anybody who might have forgotten what was happening behind the scenes, the movie got what is known as review bombed before it came out. So that means that a whole lot of people in the dark web or wherever, the dusty corners of the internet, got together and said, we're going to get on every Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, every message board we can, and we are going to shoot this movie down, and we're going to say it was terrible, and we say that the writing didn't work. We just go anything to just convince people and just build up a drum roll to make people not want to go and see it when it hits the theater. Because all we have to do is thwart the opening weekend, because the opening weekend is the universal measure for the success of a movie. If we can make people sit out the opening weekend, we can get rid of this movie. We can hurt it. And, you can say it wasn't that organized, but whatever. It happened in that way. And it was very coordinated. And it did. It actually worked. Now, there's other reasons for this. You know, the rollout, the lack of junkets, the lack of press.
It was like
really
it was
did not
around
have
the
a
time
strong rollout.
of the what was it, the
writer's strike.
Yeah, they
and
couldn't
you
do
still got a little
nothing.
COVID out
Yeah.
there, you know, and people not really wanting to travel globally like they normally would. I get it, but these were all Achilles heels that kind of weakened the property, so that when, you know, the Incel Nation got out there and decided they wanted to shoot it down, you know, the people say, oh, well, the real fans will go and see it. You know, if you really, really like these movies, you know, you're not going to listen to anybody. That's not how movies work. Movies are a communal thing. All you have to do is convince one person in the house not to want to see the movie. And then that person is now a vote to go see something else. Or one person in a relationship or who's in the car with you. You go to the movie theater, there might be dozens of other movies playing at the same time, and you have to make a conscious decision to go into one. You don't have to tell somebody not to go to the movies at all, but if you throw enough shade and enough noise toward one, people go the other way. And an opening weekend, that's what happened. So what I think was interesting, and I made a post about it, was that people are actually, and I noticed this through my feed, people are watching it now that it's streaming on Disney Plus, and they're shocked at how good it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, duh, like this is how movies should be rated. People who haven't seen the movie should not have an opinion on the movie. See the movie, then say you don't like it for ABC 1, 2, 3 reasons.
Right.
And I made a post to say, basically saying that it's amazing now that people are getting to see the movie, how much people are starting to like the movie.
Yeah.
Because they didn't see it when they were all these opinions online. Remember, the review bombing started 2 weeks before the previews. So before the critics even got to see it, in the little previews that, you know, you got that one friend that
it was like a strategic machine working against this movie.
Exactly.
Like that made me so mad.
It is so bad. Such a terrible thing, especially for this movie, because of several reasons. One, this was directed by a Black woman.
Yes.
And so you have a Black woman who directed this big, huge, it's not like some episode of like, you know, a TV show. This is like one of the major properties that they have. And this is a Black woman. She was only like a third or fourth time director, which was pretty revolutionary. And I mean, it was a woman led cast. I mean, the music direction, you know, everybody from Feige on down was a woman. And it was a really, really revolutionary thing. And you would think that women would have been able to push up against this, but they did not.
Gosh.
And it's something it's something that every community has to work on. Women are no different. Yes. But, you know, women have men in their house, and they have men in their cars, and they have men in their groups. And if one man is going to hit a fit, if you say, let's go see the Marvels, and you don't win that vote, then you don't get to go with your movie crew to see the Marvels. You can't support the movie unless you're willing to go by yourself. And so for a long time, the movie got a lot of shade. It didn't do that well on its opening weekend. It's considered one of the lower grossing movies, which I think is very unfortunate, because this movie is a very, very solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just saying 8 out of 10 because, you know, as I see it, there might be things that I wish were different, but I personally enjoyed it more than that. I do think that it's an 8 out of 10, and any other movie in the MCU that was an 8 out of 10 is considered a booming success and would have made $1 billion by now. This one didn't, because there were very strategic reasons, and people decided that they were going to take advantage of those, and now egg on their face.
I know. And you know what's so made me so mad? Like, just knowing that, like, I literally bought it on, even though I knew it was going to be streaming, like I knew it was coming out. And so I bought it. I spent my $20 because I was like, I want them to have my money in a few different ways. Because you're right. Like, when you watch Assembled, I mean, you see there are women leading the charge of this movie, and they created an atmosphere that was beautiful and productive. And it was like, I wanted to be on this movie. Like, I was like, they are having the time of their life. Like, they were probably working the longest hours, the longest days. And I mean, everybody was crying when it was a wrap. And it was just such good performances, good friendships, good, like, seeds were planted for the future of the MCU. And like, I don't even get it. But I do understand, like, it's always like a group of haters that are always going to go against. And this was a perfect one to go against. Like they tried it with Wakanda Forever. And I feel like we were like, oh no. Like that, like it was like Wakanda Forever was like,
The black
we need to
delegation
see,
stood against
yeah, because we were
Yes.
like, we need to say goodbye to Chadwick. Like they couldn't override that,
Mm-mm.
but they tried it. Like they were trying to get
Mhm.
everyone to be discouraged. But oh man, Christy, what did you think? Because I know you've always been a Captain Marvel fan, and you were like,
Yes.
but I'm a fan now too. I'm part of the crew, guys. I've come to my senses.
You know, I think, okay, first I'll say like Brie Larson, just I think is a from what I can see, what I can tell, and especially I thank goodness for projects like Assembled, because we get to
Mhm.
see a little bit more in depth of these
Yeah.
people, not just the characters, but these people that put these amazing things together. And again, that can be very telling because when you're in that natural space, the camera is
Mhm.
unforgiving. And so if you're giving really good vibes, it's normally going to
Yeah.
be authentic, right?
Mhm.
She reminds me, I like her like I like Jennifer Lawrence, and it's something about
Yeah.
these girls. But she, yes, I was a fan day one. I do, what I love is that you didn't, in the first two films or first couple of films wherever we see
Right.
Captain Marvel, we don't get the character arc with her. But I loved every moment she showed up, and so this new movie now is really showing her arc, is showing her
Yeah.
development, is showing her get over the hump. Because
Yeah.
again, even though she was like, no, we're not a team, no, we're not a team, because even Tiana Paris's character Monica was the
Yes.
exact same way, like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
but they come from the same, they're kind of cut from the same cloth in that regard. And this girl Iman, she is just
Oh,
Kamala
Iman.
Khan is just so good. That character, the girl in real Iman in real life, like they are just like, she's really a fan. She is like, this is my room in real life. Like, this is how I live. I love the movie. I love the post credit scene. I loved
Yes.
so much. And Hilton, you bring up well, all of us, we know that this is a woman led masterpiece. Really, it is. And I have to make note of, as I was watching each of the pieces, two things that stood out I thought were incredible. One, of course, Nia DaCosta, cannot deny
Oh,
her
yes.
skills. I loved what she
Absolutely.
did with Candyman. I love what whatever she touches, it's gold. She
So
has a vision.
talented.
And she's also an incredible fan also of Marvel. So that makes a big difference. When you grow up and you nerd out on those things, you can pretty much take your vision and make it larger than life. She did that. I thought that was great. But two people stood out to me. The fact that there was a woman stunt coordinator who was in
Yes.
charge. She
Yes.
was the director of all of that. And then
That is like
but
such a man's world. Like,
it really is.
like
Well,
you
and
don't even
look who
know.
her assistant was. Her
Yeah.
assistant was the
Yeah.
man who is Jet Li's stunt double. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Shut
incredible
it
in and of
down.
itself. And he
Yeah.
is the assistant. He's second in line. Then the next thing that I got that I loved was the music direction. Again, a music
Yes.
director that is a
Oh,
woman, and the lady that they pulled in
so
to do the
oh,
sound, to do those unique sounds. Like, that was fascinating to me. And
it
she's
was
deaf.
so
She's a deaf
fascinating.
musician. So again, we look at Marvel. We just talked about Echo, and we talk about how Marvel has created such a safe space, a productive space, a progressive space
Hmm.
for these stories to be told, and to not only be for them to be entertaining, but they're so inspirational and
Hmm.
so insightful. And I think, again, y'all know how I feel about Marvel. They can't do no
Yes.
wrong. Even when they do wrong, it's just by default, by accident. It's because the universe,
Yeah.
something messed up in
You
the
can't hit a
universe.
home run every time.
Listen, I mean, but they'll get damn close, right? But they, again, did not miss with this. We loved when we talked about Miss Marvel in the beginning, like,
Yes.
That family, the culture, just
Oh, I
bringing all
love
of that.
them.
Oh, and the set for what's the land, Hilton? I know you can say whatever, the place that they created where they sing. First of all, I was cracking up in
Oh,
my soul
I don't know
the
why
whole
people
time.
hated that
But
so much. Like so many people
I
hated that,
loved
and I
it.
was like,
I thought it
it
was
needed the
great.
movie needed something
the
funny, something
musical
different.
part of this movie was only a couple of minutes. They only
It
sang like
was, and
once
it was
she got
hysterical.
there,
Oh
and people were
my
like,
gosh,
the singing was just. I'm like, there's
But
less singing
listen,
than
there's
what I
so much more
appreciated
movie.
was once again Marvel, Nia, all everybody in the powers that be recognized a moment to pull from something cultural, and that was all African inspired. Hair, makeup,
Mhm.
clothing, just
Yeah,
the whole vibe of it was African
yeah,
inspired. So again, thank you in Black History
yes,
Month for
yes,
giving us yet another moment to celebrate.
yes.
So
Oh,
that's my 2 cents. It
you
was
know what I
wonderful.
love though? Like you brought up the action, like. In the beginning, when they were power switching, like every time someone would use their power, they would switch. I was so impressed with that fight,
Yes.
with the fight scenes where you were switching 3 different locations and like they would do something and the other actress would fly through the air and, land in
Crazy.
that. Like it was so amazing. And I was like, literally when I was watching the movie going, how did they keep up with the continuity? Like, how do they keep up with this? And then they showed you in Assembled how they had to shoot it, how they had to spend time, like everybody had to be there. Like it was just so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm glad now. I'm thankful again for Disney Plus because there are so many things that people like sleep on, and then they have Disney Plus, so they're like, oh, I ain't got nothing to watch, so I'll just watch it. And now it's like almost it gets a resurgence, it gets another chance to show that it was a great movie, and that
Mm-hmm.
all this whole like the whole machine was almost working against it. And I just don't even understand that. But it was it was phenomenal. Was there anything now, obviously all 3 of us liked it. I agree it was about an 8 out of 10. It wasn't like the best Marvel movie, but I didn't expect it to be, right? Like this wasn't the one that I was like, okay, you're going to make me cry, and like it wasn't Endgame. I didn't need it to be everything I
Mhm.
needed it to be, right? What was something that you didn't like? Because we obviously liked it, and just for the people who are the haters out there, what was something that you could agree with? Like, okay, I get what you're saying. It was, that kind of bothered me. Blah 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 blah. Is there
Well,
anything?
for me, I think the only part of it that I struggled with was the portrayal of Sword. Sword in the comics is as big, if not bigger, than Shield,
Okay,
and they didn't really explain Sword other than to name it and then keep moving.
okay,
This is there. It's interspecies. You have every race. There were people from Xandar on there. Aliens who are working with Sword. How long has Sword been there, and how many space stations are there? Because in the
yeah,
comics, there's more than just one. And all of these questions, they did not map out Sword, which I think is
yeah,
important because this movie did a lot to move the narrative forward. We got
right,
introduced to the X-Men universe in the
yes,
post-credit scene. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That
huge,
was
what people don't
crazy.
and in the
understand,
perfect way, like the
in a
perfect way to
very
Yes.
do it.
perfect way, and
Yes,
So
just
good.
being
So
able to
good.
write that in, and any other movie that would have taken these kinds of leaps
yeah,
probably would have taken the responsibility to say, okay, well, Sword is going to be a big part of the storyline moving forward. So we should define what it is. I mean, if the space station is going to explode and then all the Sword staff and employees are going to have to evacuate, is
right,
that the end of Sword? Are there other stations? They didn't
right,
really map that out. And I think it might have given it a little bit more gravitas. What I've liked about Shield across phase 1, 2, well, maybe not so much 1, but 2, 3, and
yeah.
part of 4, is that it was this constant presence, and it
Yeah,
was
Shield was
e-
always there in the back. Yeah,
and even though Shield was not necessarily there to directly combat cosmic level threats, and they had to outsource to the Avengers and the Thor and all this stuff, we felt like they kind of knew what their stuff was. There was an
yeah,
agency dedicated to that, and we don't feel that with Sword. We didn't go away feeling like,
yeah,
oh, Sword's got this, even though there's no longer a Shield. And that's the only thing that like stands out to me. Everything
yeah.
else, and I'm
I
I'm
agree
just
with
going to be
that.
honest with you. There isn't, this movie doesn't have any fatal flaws. There are
Right.
bad performances.
Right.
There's no complaints, even among the haters. Nobody said that the CGI and the special effects were lacking,
Great.
which is one of the
Right?
first things that the
Yeah.
Marvel fans will go for.
Yeah.
You know, the cast was perfect. No one said
Perfect.
anything bad about the cast. I think everybody was on point. Just like you said, the music and the score,
Mhm.
the fight choreography is actually
Oh.
a highlight. It's above and beyond, you know, even
So good.
for all the reasons that we talk about, you know, them switching and having different fighting styles, different powers, fighting other people with different fighting styles and different powers. You know, some are in space and some are on the moon and some are on, and, you know, all of that is just like really, really huge. So you talk about things that are minuses. Is it something I would do different? Is it something that they might address in
Right.
some cogent way in the next movie? Probably. But, you know, if you're looking for like a chink in the armor, like, I mean, if you had to pick one, that'd be it. But
Okay.
I can't really think of anything else.
Yeah. Christy, did you have anything that you were just like, I didn't either?
No,
Like,
I didn't. I really didn't. I enjoyed every bit of. There were a couple of moments where I felt like, oh, this feels like very comic book stance. But I thought that's a great tribute
yeah.
to the fact that this all comes from a comic book. So
Right.
other than
Right.
that,
Duh. They forget about that
right,
history.
it really is. But I think it's great to have those moments where it's not so, you know, forward and so you know, because sometimes that can be abrasive when you get so far away from the comic book.
Yeah.
And that I think that that was a great, just a little minor thing to kind of keep or add. I enjoyed it. I really did. And
Yeah.
again, you know, and to your point, Hilton, you know it's coming. You know, sword is coming. Like we're gonna
Mhm.
Marvel, I'm pretty certain has found a way. You know, in 7 years from now, it's going to be a whole new,
It'll
the
all
whole
make
thing.
sense.
It'll all make sense, and it'll be like, yep,
Gonna
that
sew it up.
we
It'd be in
Yeah.
Deadpool. They're going to sew it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah. Exactly.
even with this, you know, again, I understand, Karen, you're not the only one who probably didn't fully enjoy the first Captain Marvel.
Right.
They figured out a way to
Yeah.
continue her story and to build that out, and I think that's what they
Yeah.
did so brilliantly, is they listen to a degree, and then they figure out a way, and again, it's who they bring in, it's who they're willing to
Yeah.
work with, and who they're not limited. They just do not,
Yeah.
they don't have any, you know, there's no borders with Marvel.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
working with people, and I think that's
I
great. And that's how
agree.
we get these great stories that I didn't find anything wrong with. I
Yeah.
can't wait for more. I
I
cannot wait
know.
for more.
And I agree. I really didn't find anything that just was unsettling or just was like, oh, come on. Like, you know, and I'm quick to do that. And I didn't. And honestly, I read a meme the other day and it kind of, for me, explained like, it's like one of those things where they said, you know, for the last 20, 30 years, they've been telling little girls, you go, girl, and you got this and you can do anything. But they didn't tell the little boys how to deal with it when the women are doing everything and the women are you know, exceeding expectations and they have confidence. And I just feel like every time we get a movie that has a lead, you know, an allegiant, you know, a lead actress or a lead villain that's a woman, or, you know, you just have a lot of women up front, they have a problem. Like, it's
Yeah.
like they
Always
have a problem because it's like, it's boring to these nerdy boys. Like, they're like,
It's
I
the
don't want to see.
patriarchy.
Yeah. And it's
They've
just
been
so,
indoctrinated with
And
that
yeah.
it's
forever.
subconscious too.
Ah,
And this is the thing. I
makes
talk
me
to people who
mad.
do not consider themselves anything close to incel or misogynistic or whatever,
Yeah.
have a visceral, psychological, rejective reaction to women-led media. And they don't even see it.
They don't
And
even
I'm just like,
realize it.
I'm like, look, I'm looking at this message board around the subject matter of this movie, noticing that the only people who have anything like outwardly
Nasty
negative
to
to
say.
say
Yeah.
are the men.
I was
And the
like,
men, you don't see this. Like you're blind to the fact that, wait, it's, if I were in a room where there were, and I ended up in one side of the room and all the women were on the other side, I'd start wondering why I'm where I'm at. I'd be like, wait a
yeah.
minute, what is happening? Why aren't we mixed back in with each other? What is about to go
Yeah.
down? But it's a blind spot, I think, for a lot of men, to a lot of your point. And I want to say something, and this is to the community. This is where I think we need to do better. We as a Black community, we as, you know, women community, minority, underrepresented communities need to be more diligent, need to be more determinative when it comes down to supporting the things that we ask for. And I get so frustrated because all I see and all the people I talk to is like, we want black women directors in sci-fi and fantasy, and we want black women leads that have magic and superpowers and be in space, and we want it and we want it and we want it, and then when it comes out, everybody's a civilian all of a sudden.
You shit on
like,
it.
Wait a minute, like you know, or not even that, but just not being a force. Right. You know, we get behind stuff that we get behind stuff that you know we want. And we forced Black Panther to make $1 billion in a month. You know, we decided that was going to happen. It might have done it anyway. There's no way to know. But the fact that there are so many Black women, and that there's so many women that I know who are in and fans of the sci-fi fantasy world, who for whatever reason did not gather all their girlfriends and be like, wait, there is a Black woman directing a major Marvel movie. We are going. Your man is welcome, but he's not welcome to step on this. We are getting in the car and we are buying our tickets, and we are going to put this movie over the top to let people know that we are not letting the incels and the Proud Boys tell us that we can't do this and we can't be successful, because you know Feige and all them, bless their hearts, they counting dollars. And if they look at that first weekend opener and it's not making the money, how many more Black directors are we going to get? How many more Black women directors are they going to hire? If they even think for a second that there's either A, going to be a reaction like this that'll replicate the result they had with the Marvels in the theater, or B, you know, we're just not going to get the same type of result. You know, the fact is that matters. And the fact that we didn't show out, and the fact that we didn't show up in very conspicuous open ways to push back against this very blatant assault against women, against people of color and diversity in these places that we say we want it. We're asking for stuff, and then when we don't get it, we get mad. But then when it comes and we don't support it, and then we wonder why the next director of the next Marvel's movie is going to be a white guy, and then we're going to be like, wait a minute, and then they're like, well, look what happened. Y'all had a Black woman out here who, you know, was considered a failure and is just now getting redeemed because we're seeing the streaming numbers for this. And how long has it been? It's been almost 8 months, 9 months. Like, you know, that's a failure on our part, and we just need to be better in supporting the stuff that we asked for, and we didn't do it here, and so shame on us. And we need to be conscious of that for the next movie that comes out that's got our fingerprints on it. There, I said it. Off my soapbox.
Yes, and so far we will say this. So far, and this is what is considered a failure, guys. So far, this movie has done 206.1 million in the USA. So it's like almost one of those things too, where it's like, I mean the numbers that you got to get in order to be considered a success
for a Marvel movie,
for a Marvel movie is crazy. So, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you watch it because and then watch The Assembled, because it is so amazing and how they were able to put this together. It was a very complicated movie. There were there was obviously 3 lead actresses. There was really good humor, really good fun stuff. It's great. Like I hope you watch it. I don't know what else to tell you.
You know, I want to commend like a person like Samuel L. Jackson who knows how to take a back seat and let, you know, again, you had 3 protagonist women and you had a female antagonist. And who, by the way, come on, ma'am, she is that's Loki's baby mama. I think character. Yes, I think in real life, I'm sorry, Tom Hiddleston, we love him. Not like Loki, but anyway, I think that also speaks volumes to the rich the essence of a project like this. And I just, you know, I agree with what you're saying. I feel like the word I was also going to add to that, from not just being supportive, not just being determined, but also being intentional in our approach to films like this, to projects like these, and understanding, like going in, like you said, that is intention. The intention is we're going to inform you that this is who's doing this, and this is why we're going to support it. No matter what, hands down, let's go make it
these numbers.
What it be. And but hopefully that Marvel is not, or Kevin Feige is not that guy that just cancels all opportunities. And I don't think that he is. I don't
Yeah.
think that he's had that track record. So, it is, again, this was a film that was under attack before the freaking critics got to it,
Ugh.
before it could even get out,
Yeah.
just barely in the streets. So, and everybody acknowledged that. Like, we all saw it. Everybody saw it. It was just, it was incredibly unfortunate, and that's not Nia DaCosta's fault. That's
Nope.
not any of our stars' fault.
Brie
That's
Larson.
just
That's not
a
Iman.
nasty.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what it is. It's the
Rihanna.
fault of the patriarchy that we live in. The capitalist patriarchal society we succumb to every single day. Under
Yeah.
so many ways. Okay, I'm done. My
I know.
crumbled.
It all comes back to that. It all comes back. So you guys better register to vote, damn it.
Taylor Swift said so.
We got some big, we got some big, I
God.
don't care who said so. You go and register to vote. We
My
got some
Taylor Swift said
big
so.
decisions to make this year. So, guys, that's the end of our show. We are so excited you joined us. I know it goes so fast. It goes so fast. And one thing I will say is that the end credit scene where Miss Marvel goes and finds Kate Bishop and is like, "Hey, girl, let's do it." It was beautiful.
Young Avengers. Forgot about
Avengers.
that vignette. Yep.
And where Monica wakes up.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, that was just like we mentioned before. That was the perfect way to open the door to the X-Men and to open the door to that alternate dimension. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Excited. So yeah, but guys, that's the end of our show. We love you. We mean it. We're so glad you watched the BOP, the BLERD official podcast. You guys tune in every Tuesday and we'll sit here and give you our unsolicited advice and our unsolicited opinions because that's what we do.
Ain't nobody asked
BLERDs. Yeah, we are BLERDs and we love it. Ain't nobody asked us, but we are surely going to tell you what we think. And you guys have a great week. Bye.
Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode of the BOP, the BLERD official podcast.